this is Aquifil again, and today I want to talk about the third show of the Cruiserweight Classic. Well, I'm going to try this to keep this short and sweet, so don't be surprised if it's not as long as the other days, but because I at the moment have a lot of stuff to do. So let's get started with Tyson Ducks versus Zack Sabre Jr. And yeah, well, Tyson Ducks, Brian Kendrick and Tajiri, many WWE fans remember that they already were in WWE. Well, Tyson Ducks never made such a name for himself in WWE, but he was there too in the past. And well, yeah, I had memories of him like he is some guy you don't really have to know. And yeah, in this match, he of course lost, and it wouldn't have been a wise decision to let him go too far in this tournament. But as an opponent for Zack Sabre Jr., he was ideal because with him, Zack Sabre Jr. could show off his technical prowess, and yeah, there's a lot of chain wrestling, a lot of technical stuff, and in that sense, it really was a spectacular match, especially for such a rather short match. And yeah, if you love technical wrestling and you don't associate cruiserweight wrestling with only high flying, this is a great match for you, and it showcased that Zack Sabre Jr., who in Europe is a huge star and in America had started to make a name for himself, that he is one of the picks that if he doesn't win the tournament, and he definitely is a favorite, WWE should keep an eye on him and should think about signing him whether he wins this tournament or not. He's a great guy and he showed this here. So, nice match. The next one was Drew Gulak versus Harv Syrah, and yeah, I've already confessed that I did a little bit of not so good research on the Syrahs, the Bollywood boys, because they are brothers and they are a real tag team. I thought as one guy was booked from India, the other from Canada, well, and there wasn't much information I saw or I had found about them. Anyway, the Syrah brothers, the Bollywood boys, and Drew Gulak, whom many or some of you might know from Combat Zone Wrestling, where he started off as some kind of, we don't really know that guy, and he's out of the academy, and well, and he worked himself up to be the CZW World Champ at a certain time, and yeah, well, let's be honest, Drew Gulak isn't the most talented guy in this tournament. He isn't the most charismatic guy in this tournament, but he definitely is one of the indie talents that is easy to overlook, but that really delivers pretty solid to good work, especially if he has real opponents. And in WWE, I think he can really shine, or could really shine. As here, he will have pretty good opponents, and in Combat Zone Wrestling, of course, he often has, indie talents who aren't that great as opponents. So, well, Drew Gulak went over Syrah here, but yeah, both delivered a nice match. Nothing too memorable, not as spectacular as Zack Sabre Jr. versus Tyson Ducks, but well, Gulak, good guy, definitely should go a little bit further in the tournament. And Harv Syrah, well, I haven't seen anything of him before, but well, he seems quite talented too. So, as I said, nice match, nothing too memorable, but really, really solid work. The next one was Tony Nese versus Anthony Bennett. Tony Nese, well, some might know him from Dragon Gate USA or Evolve and the Sapolsky promotions and certain other indie promotions. And well, yeah, he's quite the talented guy. Anthony Bennett, relative newcomer as far as I got it. Well, his hair, it's like House Party, early 90s, and yeah. Definitely he pulls that look off, and he definitely stands out with that hairdo. The match itself, again, nice match, nothing too memorable, but yeah, pretty good. And let's face it, these are first round matches, and of course there are some Yeah, I wouldn't say less talented individuals and some, yeah, less known or yeah, talent with less renown on there. And of course, Tony Nese is better known throughout America. And thus, of course, that he went over, no big surprise here. Well, let's see who he faces in the next round. Maybe they'll get more time then. And yeah, well, Tony Nese definitely could go a little bit farther in this tournament because, yeah, he's a talented guy. Bennett, maybe next year. He still has some work to do, but he definitely has shown some potential. Last match of the night was Brian Kendrick versus Raul Mendoza. Well, Brian Kendrick, and I think we all know enough about Brian Kendrick. He is a big name in this tournament. Raul Mendoza, a young talented guy from Mexico. Yeah, and obviously they played a little bit about his pretty boy stuff. That's why he yeah, put down his mask, because he's so pretty he doesn't have to hide. Well, the match itself, he came close to beating Brian Kendrick, not only because he is rather talented, but because Brian Kendrick, yeah, well he is a veteran, and he was a little bit like, yeah, well, I've got this in my pocket anyways. So, yeah, that nearly bit him in the ass. In the end, he still managed to barely escape and win in the end. Again, a nice match. As the other two matches before that, the opener, definitely the best match of the night, especially as I like this technical stuff. And it reminded me of a young Daniel Bryan who did a lot of this technical moves, this holds, the submissions, and so on. And yeah, well, it was rather fitting that Daniel Bryan is on commentary here. So again, a nice show. Nothing you just had to see. I think these must-see matches that they will follow. But yeah, in the first round, which is now complete, we already could see a lot of the talented guys, a lot of pretty nice matches. And yeah, well, the Cruiserweight Classic so far definitely is a hit, even if we haven't seen any Match of the Year candidates yet. But I hope they'll follow, and definitely a show worth watching. Yeah, if you like my review, I hope you liked my review, and if you liked it, I would love it if you tuned into the other reviews and previews in the stuff that will follow, because yeah, SummerSlam is next month, and definitely more Cruiserweight Classic shows and a lot of other stuff going on. So hopefully you'll tune in next time. So long.